Richard. Appreciate it. So thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And a welcome to, a thank you actually for Superintendent Carter for the venue, shall we say. Secretary Esper, welcome to enemy territory, but don't consider it so right now because one, it's a weekday, and two, we're all welcome. Beat Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, as you look around, for some of you who this is your first time here, or maybe your first time actually interacting with the uniformed services, you'll see not only our three service chiefs here. I know that the commandant was called up to the Hill, but you'll also see Sergeant Major Daly, Sergeant Major Green, and Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy West. This is an all-inclusive issue that we're addressing right now. I want to thank you all for being here. It's a commitment, I realize that, but this is a topic that we have to address, and we appreciate all that you're doing and the energies that you're spending to be here. While I'm excited to be here, and I know Mark shares this excitement, I'm not happy to be here. I'm frustrated to be here. And I'm concerned about the ongoing scourge of sexual assault, sexual harassment. We have to do something about this, and we have to do something now. We've been at it for quite some time in the services. We put tremendous amount of resources, both human capital and hard dollar capital, against this problem. We think we're making progress, but we don't know where we are on a benchmark basis. That's why we wanted to have the discussion with you. We also want to share with you everything that we're doing, because what's ours is yours. You'll hear further as we get on to the commitment. We also want to share data with you, anonymously, however we can do it. We need this to fix the problem. How did I get committed to this? It wasn't just when I took over as Secretary of the Navy. Almost 9 years ago this May, very, very close friends of ours lost their daughter to a sexual assault encounter. And I got involved with the family, and I got involved with their foundation. This is a commitment of mine. It has grown over time. We will see this through. We will correct what we have at stake. I know you share my resolve, otherwise you wouldn't be here. I got to quote Martin Luther King when I talk about the fierce urgency of now. In the Navy, in the Army, in the Air Force, the three service secretaries, we all talk about urgency, and this topic falls in that same bin. I know that every leader in this room has unique perspectives. Every leader in this room represents a different cohort. We need to hear from you in that regard, and we look forward to hearing from you. Mark?
Good. Well, thank you, Richard, for hosting this event. And thank you for everyone for joining us here at the Naval Academy for this incredibly important discussion. You know, it's not often that we're able to bring together such a diverse group of leaders and experts and academics to talk about an issue. But your presence here really demonstrates both the severity of the problem and our unified commitment to developing solutions. And I want to particularly thank the universities, colleges, presidents, all that are here today representing your schools. You know, we invited, I'm told, over 1,200 colleges and universities to attend this event, and 10% showed. So you, in my mind, are that elite 10% who recognizes the problem and is willing to come forward and help us work on that. And I got to say, Richard has his personal reasons for being here. I have a young daughter who's at college right now. It concerns me every day, this problem. But your students, their parents, and your alumni should be very proud of you coming here today to take on this issue. You know, because there is absolutely no room for sexual harassment or sexual assault at America's institutions of higher learning. These destructive behaviors violate the safety and security of our young men and women who are entitled to in colleges and universities around the country. To put it simply, the current situation is unacceptable. We are here today to share best practices and to learn from one another. Sexual harassment and assault are, no doubt, difficult problems. But in working together, we have the opportunity to better understand the root causes, exchange innovative ideas, and work towards the goal of ridding our institutions of these crimes. Across the Army, we are continuing to focus on eradicating sexual harassment and sexual assault from our ranks. Over the past several years, we have placed a high priority on our prevention efforts, and although we are seeing some positive signs, we still have significant room to improve. The recently released Department of Defense report on military service academies found that at West Point, the vast majority of cadets believe the Academy's senior leaders are taking honest and reasonable efforts to stop sexual assault. The fact that cadets trust their leadership is a direct result of our continued efforts to address this issue. However, while leadership is necessary, it is not sufficient. Cadets must also trust one another. That same study found that cadets lack confidence that their peers are doing enough to solve this problem. Across all of our academic institutions, we must inspire our students to look out for one another and to not tolerate sexual harassment or sexual assault under any circumstances. We must encourage our youth to stay alert when the warning signs become present and to take action when they see something. We must insist that there are no bystanders to these terrible crimes. And we must create an environment that encourages victims to speak up, that takes care of them, that protects them from retaliation, and holds perpetrators accountable. In many cases of sexual assault, there is an opportunity for someone to intervene, but all too often, that doesn't happen. When we fail to prevent these crimes, we are letting our people down. We can and we must do better. Students, faculty, coaches, administrators, all of us have an obligation to intervene, to stop sexual harassment and assault from happening in the first place. My hope is that over the next 2 days, we will greatly increase our collective understanding of this problem and begin to identify the most effective methods to combat these behaviors. This conference is an important step in growing the network of experts and leaders who are committed to the well-being of our students. I encourage you to take full advantage of all this national discussion has to offer and to be active participants in this conversation. Together, we can create an environment where every student, young men and women alike, will feel safe and secure in the classroom, in the dorms, on the athletic field, or anywhere else they gather. Together, we can create an environment free from fear or retaliation. Together, we can root out sexual harassment and sexual assault from our academic institutions. We look forward to working together with all of you to solve this difficult problem. So thank you all very much for being here.
I think that underscoring what Secretary Esper just said, you all agree with me that our students deserve an environment that is safe, an environment to learn without a threat. And that's why Secretary Esper, Secretary Wilson, and I have signed a personal commitment to share evidence-based practices and data to identify factors, behaviors, best practices that can drive sexual misconduct and eliminate it completely. We look to you all over the next 2 days to work with us. If you see people in uniform, stop, talk, ask. If you see fellow colleagues, stop, talk, ask, communicate. We all need to be talking together on this. And we look to you to commit your institution and join with us in making the commitment. And fundamentally, what we want to do is share evidence-based practices and the relevant data in an effort to reduce sexual assault, sexual harassment at colleges and universities and the service academies. We also want to identify and discuss the positive and negative social and environmental factors and behaviors influencing the conditions surrounding sexual assault and sexual harassment. Finally, we want to cultivate a network of senior leaders, experts, and dynamic thinkers who will continue to communicate toward the goal of reducing sexual assault and sexual harassment at our colleges, universities, and academies. By the end of Friday, we hope that you will sign along with our 3 service secretaries to join us in this commitment. Mark?
No, thank you, Richard, for explaining that. We are personally committed to these objectives. Our institutions are committed to these objectives. And this is the commitment we are making to all of our students, to all of our young men and women, for the services not just at the academies, but for our Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps writ large. So this is my personal commitment as well. And again, I thank you all for being here. I hope you will sign up as well. And I think over the coming weeks, we will reach out to any number of other colleges and universities as well to make sure that we're all moving in the same direction, committed to these same type of principles. Thank you.
We're going to kick off the show officially now, and I just want to take a moment while Navy hosted, and we'll be looking forward to go up the river next year to West Point. I want to give a special shout out to Melissa Cohen, who, wearing the Navy hat, put this together for all of you today alongside Dr. Hellis in the Army and General Martin in the Air Force. Thank you to the three of you. If you would stand up and just let everyone know who you are, where you are. If I'm calling you out and you're not here, there's Melissa. A round of applause, please. General, Doctor, thank you all very much.
Thank you, Richard.